And this is the issue. It's more than just okay. Obviously, being with underage girls is not okay, but it's more than that. It wasn't just like, oh, he liked underage girls and he slept with them and that was it. These girls were abused physically, emotionally, and they were neglected, locked in rooms. Like, this is not, it wasn't just like, oh, he had a fetish for younger girls. Right. It was more than that.
Right. He went way above
his life. He was his life. And before in the other video, I was like, why are they making him seem like he was a monster? Surviving R. Kelly were the perfect words for the docuseries. The fact that so basically, this whole cult thing was also came out in the media. And all these girls he would meet were younger, first of all. And then whenever they would move into the house, you had to, like, there were certain rules that you had to that he had, right? So daddy. The first rule would be you had to call him daddy. No. 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 No.
Well, they trying to get their career. They trying to get their career on. They said he said he's gonna try to make their music.
This piece is about to be made again because I'm gonna throw it up right back in the position it was before.
Nasty.
That's gross. That's gross.
Well,
just the fact, and there was a psychologist on there saying how when you are a manipulator or you want something to be done your way, or you are an abuser, you take small steps and see how far they'll go just to push them. So the first one he usually used was to call him daddy and see if they did that, right? Just to list off a few things. You couldn't speak unless he wanted you to speak. You couldn't look at any other person. You couldn't talk to any other person.
You couldn't eat.
You
had to ask every meal.
You had to ask for all your meals. You had to ask to use the bathroom. You had to ask to leave the room. If you did something wrong, you got put on a do not eat list. That means you didn't eat for several days. Run. I just don't understand how this happened for so long.
But Darius, that's because they would want their music bad enough. Don't you want your music bad enough?
No! If Beyonce came up to me and I was living in her house and I had to tap my foot on the ground for me to leave my room, I'm coming home, coming home. Tell the world I'm coming home. Are you crazy? Who do you think I am? I will find my own way. I will.
Some people ain't strong enough.
I will find my way in the music career. I promise you that. I don't need you, R. I don't need you, Kelly. I don't need you, Kels. I don't need you, Robert. I don't need you, Rob. I don't know which persona you thought you were, who you thought I thought you were, but I don't need you.
Whatever.
Second of all,
guys, today I have Darius in the house and we're eating pizza. He's hungry, so we're gonna get it in. I'm gonna say my grace and then we're gonna do thumbnail. Heavenly Father, in the name of Jesus, we thank you for this food that we're about to receive. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Thumbnail. Okay. Anyways, he's hungry. He hungry hippo. Y'all, we want to discuss. I told y'all I was gonna bring him back to discuss. Ooh, I got to discuss this R. Kelly thing because he didn't watch it.
I have watched. You said he
all of it.
Yeah, I watched it. All of it.
And I said, I told him I want his opinion. I mean, I want to see what he thought about it because I didn't get his thoughts. I said I'll wait till I get on camera. I know he's disgusted by it. We eat Marco's pizza, y'all. I have sausage, mushroom, jalapeno, and pepperoni.
Sorry, it's gonna take me a little while to eat. I gotta put all my seasonings on there. They hate me.
Like 30. You want ranch dressing to dip it in?
From where? The refrigerator?
Right here. From the refrigerator. Ain't nothing wrong with my refrigerator.
No, I just don't like.
Oats and stuff.
No, yeah. I'd rather just have it. Wait, no, I'm good. No, I'm good.
Buttermilk.
No, I'm good. You want Tabasco?
better eat it while it's hot.
Yeah. Let me put it in half. Let me get my soda.
Yeah, we got soda too, y'all. We got wings.
You got wings?
You want some?
Yeah.
I got what?
I kind of like Sierra Mist.
Do you?
Do you like Sprite better?
Oh, it's right.
It's a little sweeter. I'm a soda connoisseur. So.
Really? What's sweeter?
Sierra
Sprite?
Mist.
Oh,
Sierra Mist is just a tad sweeter.
How about 7-Up?
7-Up's a no.
Put it right there.
You can go 7 down.
Woo! Ooh. It's strong.
That
Acidity.
sweet undertone. It's not really acidy.
It really is to me.
I think Sprite has a... They hate me. I'm gonna start eating.
Why?
Because I haven't taken a bite yet. They're gonna say, you're with some Sprite. So I got the crust toppers to make it just a tad bit better. Yeah.
I don't make no difference. Oh, yeah. It ain't that good.
Yes, it is.
You in heaven? Heaven.
I love pizza.
I don't know. You can eat pizza every day. It was left up to him.
Marco's is good.
Yeah. Now you like Marco. Hey Marco.
The thin crust is good. The regular crust is good. So if you never had Marco's,
Go check them out.
and you have one near you,
Do they still sell I'm sorry. Video?
I think that was just in Wisconsin.
Oh.
There was a Marco's next to a Family Video, and they did deals with each other all the time.
They was in partnership.
Maybe they have it everywhere. Like everywhere where there's a... I don't know if it was just that unique restaurant or if they had that in multiple locations.
Were they next door to each other? Woo! Excuse me. I think I got a pizza maker. I need to buy one.
You said you need to buy one.
I think Nate got me one though. I think that's what he said.
So you can hurt yourself with the crust toppers.
Why?
Because that's when I can't eat the crust right now because I don't want to be full, you know?
But you can't get full. Because you can heat that up. You gotta heat it up anyway.
I know that, Mom. Please stop.
Then you know.
Please stop it.
Right. Well, you even get started because I already know what you want with this.
The Sierra Mist is delectable. Not sponsored.
Not sponsored.
But if you want to, you can. Yeah. Business inquiries only. I feel like that's what people always say in their thing.
They do.
Business inquiries only. This is my email. If you ever need a small
Serious
promo.
business inquiries.
Serious inquiries only.
What? No. Remind me of this thing I saw on Instagram.
What?
There was this girl on Instagram, and she was like, "Who wants to go with me to Miami for 3 days? I'll pay for it. I'll pay for your hotel room cost, $500 for you to have spending money and everything. Only serious inquiries only because I need somebody to go with me because I don't want to go by myself. Hit me up if you're serious about going. And you can't leave. You got to stay for the whole 3 days.
No.
That's what she said.
Why would she do
like,
that?
I don't know. I thought it was weird. But I was like, okay.
I don't know you from Billy Bob and Joe.
But some people may want to go. Because she said she just don't want to go by herself. And she don't care who go with her.
That's just awkward. That's weird.
I was like, huh? I'm like, okay. Okay. Okay, so we were ready to talk about this R. Kelly thing. First of all, have you ever heard R. Kelly's music? You know anything about him from your generation?
Well, of course I knew who he was.
Right. I just want to make sure you know who he was. You never listened to his music before then.
I mean, I've heard it played. I've never said, wow. Let me go add it to my playlist. I've never wanted to listen to his music. I've heard it before. You guys played it before. I've heard it played on the radio or whatever. Everybody knows I Believe I Can Fly. I didn't know he was step round and round.
You didn't know that was him?
I didn't know that. Did it whatever, I didn't know that was him. What else did I know?
Back then, what did you think about him?
Ignition,
as
that's
a
him, right?
singer.
Yeah. He reminds me of Usher and him remind me of each other. Anyway, what did you say about what?
What did you think about him? Did you think his music was great, or did you say, oh, he was alright?
What do you mean great? He wasn't out here. To me, like it's different when you grow up in the era of him making music.
So.
I just heard of his popular songs. It's not like, right now, well, you're still growing up in that era too. But if it was opposite, I'm saying you're still growing up in my era. So if I name somebody, you'd be like, oh yeah, they are big. But like, if I was born before you and I was talking about a song or whatever, you'd probably be like, well, he wasn't, in my generation, he wasn't popping.
Right.
So.
Okay.
But yeah, he's a very good singer, very good writer. I found it after the documentary.
And that was the thing about him.
The songs that I did hear of him, he sounded good. I would never listen to it though. Like, I would never seek out his music. That's just not my style of music to listen to. So.
Okay. So, what do you think about episode 1?
I don't know what that means. Like,
episode 1 of his
I don't remember what happened in specific episode 1, but
I want to know your opinion about the girls. Actually, he'll say, tell his security guard, get him my number and tell him to call me.
No. Me and John were listening to the radio, and they said after all this, they're about to be doing the same thing to Drake.
What?
Yeah, and my jaw was on the ground. They were like, there's specific. Oh my god.
Specifically?
No, suspicious behavior going on between Drake and underage girls too.
Oh my god.
In specific, Millie Bobby Brown. Their relationship is. You know who Millie Bobby Brown is?
No.
Millie Bobby Brown is from Stranger Things.
That girl, that white girl. Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about. The baby with what's her name? The baby.
Yeah, the one who said, "Why do you watch that?"
Right. I see that.
She loves Drake, loves him, and so they're always like taking selfies together. I don't know. I always thought it was just civil, like she just loved Drake or something. But everyone's saying something more. I know. I think they hang out too. I don't know.
Oh my god, that's gonna be too bad.
And she is young.
I know, super young.
Well, she's not even close to being 18, I don't think. She might be.
And then I heard y'all they posted R Kelly's supposed to be doing a web series on surviving lies. It's supposed to be a web series on all the girls and exposing them. So I'm like, okay, this thing is gonna get big.
But the thing is, I don't know what he could possibly say.
I don't know. But what do you think about it? Does it make you so stomach sick? We never see it.
I'm strapped in.
When you watch it?
Yeah, it's a no for me. I better not ever hear R. Kelly again in the household, in the car, on the street. If it's playing at a restaurant I'm at, I'm leaving. Very much so on the radio. Nowhere to be. I don't want to hear it at all. I don't care who we thought he was, who you guys thought he was, if you support him or not. But I'm not going to. I'm sorry. I have to go. It's my cue.
Right.
To leave. Yeah, it's a no for me. It really is. I just don't think. I think that whole argument of I'm only in it for the music. That's crap. Either you support him, all of him, or you support none of them. Don't just say, oh well, I'm just in it for the music. I listen to his music. Doesn't mean I support his life. No. If you support his music, you support him. That's really what it is. Yeah. Yeah. Now, anyway, what was I gonna say?
About the girls. I don't know.
All of it is just, if you don't know, it's because I'm sure some people don't know, because I didn't know anything before I watched the documentary, and some people don't want to watch the documentary.
Listen, I only got up to 3.
I watched all 6 episodes.
I felt with Sparkle and down there talking about her niece.
Basically, if you're a younger generation, you probably don't know what happens, and I didn't either until I watched the documentary.
Right.
So basically, R. Kelly is popping in the 90s. And I'm sure you guys know who Aaliyah is. Mm-hmm. Even if you're younger, you know who she is or heard of her or whatever. So apparently they had a relationship. Now, Aaliyah at the time was 15 years old. Mm-hmm. And I think he was 27 when he met Aaliyah. Mm-hmm. And the media and everybody was like, oh my gosh, they're hanging out a lot together. I wonder if they're dating. Mm-hmm. So they went on an interview or something, and they're dodging all these questions that the interviewers are asking them about, you know, their age.
They're dressing alike.
They're dressing. That was something. Are you guys cousins? Are you guys close? Are you boyfriend, girlfriend? Are you dating? What's going on? And so they were like, she was like, Aaliyah said, yeah, we're just really close friends. Da 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 this, da da that.
He's my best friend.
He's my best friend. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Then she
one of the girls called them having sex.
No, wait, Mom. You always jump to the dang.
Okay.
Anyway, so then the interviewer was like, "How old are you, Aaliyah?" And she was like, "A girl never discloses her age." In this day and age, I'd be on Google and I'd have your birth certificate in front of my eyes in seconds. But because it was a time of naive people who didn't have the internet, she was. I don't know how she got away with that. Like how today that would be unheard of. Like nobody could be on an interview saying, I don't want to disclose my age, because I'd find out in seconds how old you were. Anyway, she's like, yeah, I don't want to disclose my age. She's like, oh, okay, whatever. So then, I don't know if it was like a music producer, somebody who was close to R. Kelly. He had asked R. Kelly, like, have you been messing with Aaliyah? And R. Kelly denies it, or whatever. So time goes by or whatever, and he goes back to this guy. I think he was a music producer. I forgot what his title was, whatever.
His personal assistant, I think.
He said, yeah, Aaliyah's pregnant. And my jaw was on the ground. Yeah, I was on the ground. I don't know how old she was at that time. But either way, this guy that R. Kelly was talking to, whatever he
15,
was.
15, I think.
He got a fake birth certificate for Aaliyah and said that she was forged it and said she was 18 years old so that they could get married. So they ended up getting married, which I didn't know that at all before this. I didn't know that he married Aaliyah at all, whatever. And after that, I don't know I didn't finish the first episode. I just went on to the next one. Like I didn't finish the last 10 minutes of it. I didn't know that Did she not have the baby and then die? What happened? Was she still married to him when she died? They got a divorce?
The parents got an annulment.
Oh, I knew. Yeah, no. And then he paid her $100.
Paid $100. You right.
100.
Yeah, well, they're saying 100.
He paid her $100 to not like go to do some legal actions. $100. 100.
Yes.
So I can buy a pair of shoes. What is it? A happy birthday gift? I don't understand what you mean by $100 to keep my silence.
$100.
Wait, so her parents didn't want her to get married to him? I'm sure they didn't.
Yeah, they got an annulment. So they canceled that wedding real quick. And what else?
Okay, what about the baby?
Of course, she got an abortion.
She got an abortion? Well, why didn't she just get an abortion and not get married? Like, wasn't the purpose of them getting married to be like, oh, we're married now and that's why we have a kid? Like, why would they get married and then have an abortion?
No. Wait, did she have an abortion or did she get miscarriage?
She probably had a miscarriage. I don't know what happened.
I don't know, y'all. Maybe
anyway,
miscarriage.
Anyway, this is just really a lot.
I was listening to too many people's stories on there. So I don't know if she got an abortion or miscarriage, but y'all can correct me.
Whatever. It doesn't really matter.
Anyway, but that girl said that she was on a
yeah.
And opened the door was swinging, and she opened the door and they was having sex.
Okay, she didn't say the swinging part.
I mean, you know how the bus is swinging, not them swinging.
Oh, okay, well.
Boy, whatever.
Why was the bus swinging?
You know how you drive it and the bus is going through bumps and stuff, and you know when you know how.
Okay, all right. So I guess they opened the
doors are just opened up, and when she saw him having intercourse with her.
And I would, my phone would have been in my hand, my finger would have been doing this. You know how to press?
They didn't have it like that, Darius.
I would press the 9, the 1, and the 1, and I would have been on the phone with the police. Excuse me.
Well,
this is statutory rape. This is rape.
Well, a lot of them should have did that, but they didn't do it. Everybody saw what was going on.
Oh my goodness!
But they kept it quiet.
So whatever. I guess I don't know. When you're a celebrity, people start to overlook some things
stuff because
they thought, and a lot of people knew that she was younger. But they were just like, oh, well, she seems mature for her age, and she's, like, in this music industry. Like, people overlook things in the music industry. They're just like, okay, whatever, it's fine. But if it was a normal person down the street, jail. You'd have been out of the jail. You'd have been out of the jail.
Because some people think that, oh, you got music, and plus I'm employed by you. First of all, I'm making my good money. And I want my career.
Even the public, I think they knew that something was going on, too, and they didn't bat in the eyes.
Right.
Either way. After Aaliyah, first of all, he got married again to another woman, and this girl was I forgot her name. She was a backup.
I know about the singer.
She went in for an audition, and she was the best one out of 400 girls, and she became the lead dancer or something in his shows or whatever. And by the way, which I also didn't. Oh my goodness, this is so sad. He couldn't read or write. And I don't know how. This is not 1956. This is not. I can't read or write because I don't go to school. I just don't know why he couldn't read or write in the 90s. This is not. Did you learn how to read or write in the 90s? Davin learned how to read or write, and Dad learned how to read. I just don't know why he didn't know how to read or write.
Maybe because he has a disability.
Mom, he's every time someone did it for love. And he has a disability. He can't read or write.
You talking about did it for love?
Did it for love, yeah. You talking about something he did all of that, and so he didn't write down his songs he recorded. I just don't know. I just don't understand how in that age. This is not fresh out of slavery. This is not segregation. This is not. I have to walk 40 miles to go to school. I just don't know why he couldn't read or write.
He was trying to learn theirs. Some people are dyslexia.
Yeah, some people have dyslexia.
He did that. I thought that he did that.
You think he had dyslexia?
That's what he said. I thought they said he had that.
I don't know.
Anyway,
so I'm not going to speak on that.
But his wife was trying to teach him how to read.
But
she said she was very intrigued that he didn't know how to read, but he knew how to write.
Write music.
He was a genius.
He didn't know how to read or write, but he knew how to write music. That's what I'm saying.
And put things together.
So she said everything was cute and all, and that he was very close to her, and he was very
He told her everything.
Told her everything. They had nice deep conversations or whatever. So she said everything was normal at first. Then she got pregnant, I guess, or whatever. And she had kids and stuff. And this is the issue. It's more than just okay. Obviously, being with underage girls is not okay, but it's more than that. It wasn't just like, oh, he liked underage girls and he slept with them and that was it. These girls were abused physically, emotionally, and they were neglected, locked in rooms. Like, this is not, it wasn't just like, oh, he had a fetish for younger girls. Right. It was more than that.
Right. He went way above
his life. He was his life. And before in the other video, I was like, why are they making him seem like he was a monster? Surviving R. Kelly were the perfect words for the docuseries. The fact that so basically this whole cult thing was also came out in the media, and all these girls he would meet were younger, first of all, and then whenever they would move into the house, you had to there were certain rules that you had to that he had, right? So daddy. The first rule would be you had to call him daddy. No. 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 No.
Well, they trying to get their career. They trying to get their career on. They said he said he's gonna try to make that music.
This piece is about to be made again because I'm gonna throw it up right back in the position it was before.
Nasty.
That's gross. That's gross.
Well,
just the fact, and there was a psychologist on there saying how when you are a manipulator or you want something to be done your way, or you are an abuser, you take small steps and see how far they'll go just to push them. So the first one he usually used was to call him daddy and see if they did that, right? Just to list off a few things. You couldn't speak unless he wanted you to speak. You couldn't look at any other person. You couldn't talk to any other person.
You couldn't eat.
You
had to ask every meal.
You had to ask for all your meals. You had to ask to use the bathroom. You had to ask to leave the room. If you did something wrong, you got put on a do not eat list. That means you didn't eat for several days. Run. I just don't understand how this happened for so long.
But Darius, that's because they would want their music bad enough. Don't you want your music bad enough?
No! If Beyonce came up to me and I was living in her house and I had to tap my foot on the ground for me to leave my room, I'm coming home, tell the world I'm coming home. Are you crazy? Who do you think I am? I will find my own way. I will.
Some people ain't strong enough.
I will find my way in the music career. I promise you that. I don't need you, R. I don't need you, Kelly. I don't need you, Kels. I don't need you, Robert. I don't need you, Rob. I don't know which persona you thought you were, who you thought I thought you were, but I don't need you.
Whatever.
Second of all, okay. So then and it's just I just can't believe they had 6 episodes on this guy and they're about an hour apiece.
6 hours of footage.
So anyway,
and they had to cut a lot.
Basically, so Sparkle. Now Sparkle, it was a lead backup singer, backup vocalist for him.
She had a good great voice though.
Basically, she did music with him or whatever, and they were very close too, right? So her niece rapped at the time, and I don't know if she's she was around 14 years old.
Yeah.
Or no,
13.
She was 12. She was 12 when she introduced her to R. Kelly.
I thought she was 13.
I don't know. She might have been whatever. Young is all you need to know. Very young.
Yes.
And she was a rapper, and Sparkle believed in her. So Sparkle's this lead backup singer, right? So she believed in her niece, and she's like, all right, I'm gonna introduce you to R. Kelly at the studio. So she introduced him or whatever, and he saw something in her, I guess. I don't know, whatever, right?
Her age.
Yeah, that is what he saw. But anyway, he said he saw something potential in her or whatever, right? So she would start coming to the studio, and her niece would be there
before she even got there.
And she'd be like, why are you here?
Right.
Like, without anybody. And she was like, her parents and her family were all very strict about guys.
Right.
You couldn't sleep over at guys' houses. You couldn't go over at guys' houses. Whatever,
right.
this. So it was weird. It was odd that she was so young by herself with R. Kelly.
Right.
And she was, I guess she didn't, like, think that much of it because it's, you know, it was her friend R. Kelly. But it was just weird that she was there alone with R. Kelly.
Right.
At the studio. So, basically... Oh, so this is a girl named Lisa Van Allen or something like that. Mm-hmm. She was a fan, I think. Uh-huh. She met him, I don't know. The reason why that's how bad it is. There's so many girls. I'm trying to think of their names. There's so many girls. And the way they met him is all different. So I don't remember how each of them met him or what age they were. Anyway, Lisa Van Allen, she was 17. When she met R. Kelly, I think. Whoa, I don't know. And basically she was really just there for sex. That's really what it was. And she didn't have any, like, I don't think she sang or did anything like that. She didn't have any connections to the music industry. She wasn't trying to get in or whatever. She was just there
to have
whatever.
Sexual contact.
Yeah. So she said first they would, like, he was very controlling in everything that he did. In bed and out of bed. But they would start having threesomes. This is very graphic. They would start having threesomes.
May not be for kids, y'all.
Yeah, really. I have to go.
It should cut off in a minute and a half. So try to say it and then we put
I should do it right now.
You should? Yeah. Go ahead.
That's a lot. Tell the world now. It'll work now. So, Lisa Van Allen or whatever her name is, she was having these. He would start introducing her to these other girls, right? And this other girl, she was, oh my gosh, just the way they did it on the documentary, I just didn't even realize, like, whatever. So they were talking about Sparkle and her niece, right? Then they went to this girl named Lisa Van Allen who was with them or whatever. And they started having these threesomes or whatever. And she didn't know this, of course. But the girl that she was having the threesomes with all the time was Sparkle's niece. Oh my gosh, I have to go.
Oh, yeah. And she didn't know that she was... So she asked her one day how old she was.
No, they couldn't talk to each other at all. The only time they could talk to each other... Like, that's how strict it was in this house. Nobody could have any communication with anybody else but you and R. Kelly. That's all it was. You couldn't talk to anybody else. You couldn't message no one. You couldn't be on your phones like that. You couldn't. There was no connection to the outside world. Right. There was nothing. You had your room and you had to knock on the door for R. Kelly to hear you in the house and let you know it was okay to leave your room.
Yep.
No. Okay, that's what I'm saying. So anyway, so she was having threesomes with this girl. I guess this girl, and then R. Kelly. So I guess one time, what did she do? Ask her age or something?
Yeah.
No. This is okay. So R. Kelly told. Okay, so this girl, Lisa Van Allen, was 17. The girl. This is what R. Kelly told this girl that she was 16. The girl that they were, doing stuff with, right? So
she thought she was
she's talking, which is prohibited.
Right.
She's talking to this girl. No, she thought she was 16.
Right.
So she was fine with it or whatever, I guess, because she thought it was similar in age.
Right.
So this girl said, when I'm 16, I'm going to buy a car.
That's what she said, yep. She said, wait.
And Lisa said,
aren't you already?
She said, I thought you were already 16.
Right.
And she said, no, I'm 14 years old. And Lisa said, 14. And also, another thing I forgot to mention is that R. Kelly was addicted to filming his sexual encounters. Yeah. He filmed all of them. Yeah. And she said it was never secretive. He never was like, filming without her, or without,
asking them. He never asked them.
No, he never asked them. It was just it wasn't hidden is what it was. He just never asked him. He just pulled out a tripod, had the camera on there, and he would film all the time. There was no like, he didn't tell me and it was hidden under here. Like it was just out in the open, right? So one day she was in a room by herself, and there was this black like duffel bag, and basically she had I don't know, she had found this the camcorder that he uses to film.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like popping in tapes and looking at them, whatever. And sometimes she would find, she saw the video with her and this girl and R. Kelly, but she also found times where they were by themselves.
Right. And then the one she found.
So she found a video of this girl that she was having threesomes with, just her and R. Kelly, the niece, Sparkle's niece, the girl who's 14 years old at the time.
Yeah.
And he is urinating in her mouth.
With her mouth open.
First of all, there was a transaction. I don't know how far you got, but he paid her. So in the beginning of the video,
yeah, you saw him
he
give her
gives
money.
her money.
Yeah.
And then he which was like $2 bills. I don't know what he could, even if it was $100 bills. Your urine is going in my mouth. I'm gonna need a little bit more. And a little bit more. He tried to give it to, I don't know what it was. I saw like some little scraggly bills. Whatever. So, anyway, she found this video. She found it disgusting. She found it so degrading that she was, first of all, 14 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And he's peeing in her mouth. And it's just a lot. Oh my gosh, I'm calling the police. If it was me, I'm calling the police. So, whatever. Anyway, she steals the tape. She steals the tape from the house, right? And I guess she gives it to sometimes in Chicago. She gives it to somebody, I guess, right?
Yeah, she did.
And then no. I'm
A
confused.
friend?
I think she also stole the one that she was in too.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe she didn't, and she stole the one that she was in, and somebody else leaked the pizza.
I don't know if she stole the one.
She stole a tape from it. I don't know if she was in it. I think she had to have been in the one. Because she ended up, after she told it, she got cold feet. After she gave it to whoever she gave it to, she got cold feet. She called R. Kelly. She was like, hey, I took this tape or whatever, and I didn't think things through. I need you to help me get it back because my face is on that tape, and it's going to be everywhere that it is.
He said call people up.
Oh my gosh, I'm going to throw up.
Then he paid them.
I guess he paid them. Oh, yes.
He told the guy, I'll give you.
He paid them. Paid the guy $200. No.
Lie
Listen.
detector test.
He gave them both lie detector tests, Lisa Van Allen and this guy that she gave the tape to, right? To see if there was any copies of it. So she passed her test, but the guy didn't, right? So he had made a copy. Is it recording?
I think so. Yeah.
So, the guy failed his lie detector test, and I guess he had made a copy of this video. So then R. Kelly paid him $250,000 to give him that copy too.
Mm-hmm. And you say you found the other copy?
No, I'm calling the police. So anyway, I guess somebody. This is just the storyline. I mean, the timeline is so long that I'm trying to figure out where I am because it's so overlapping about what's going on. Basically, the tape was everywhere. I don't know who got. I think the tape of. I don't know how it got out, but the tape of him peeing in this girl's mouth got everywhere, right?
They were selling it
to the point where you could buy this tape at flea markets. Mm-hmm. It was literally R. Kelly XXX on the thing. It was on VHS tapes. It was like everywhere. Like everybody heard about it. Everybody saw it. You could literally go to the store and buy it. It was not like there was copies made everywhere.
And he still got off.
So the reason why nothing ever happened with that is because. Well, first of all, Sparkle tried to come out and say that's once the police department or the police department or either I think it was the police department. They called Sparkle and was like, hey, we have reason to believe that you may be able to identify maybe able to identify some girl on this tape. So she goes there, whatever, and she immediately knows that that's her niece because she said her niece had like the same hairstyle since she was like 12 years old. So she was like. That's definitely my niece. That's my niece. That's my niece, right? So I guess her niece and the family or whatever, all denied it. Denied. That's not her in the video. That's not her. And even the girl was like, that's not me. I guess whatever.
Yeah, she said that.
So basically Sparkle and the niece's best friend from middle school, high school or whatever, basketball. she was like, yeah, that's definitely her. The thing about it, the reason that I was so confused is why in the documentary this girl's name was never mentioned. Her face was always blurred out, and they treated her like she was dead. Like it was like,
because she didn't want no parts of it. Because they probably have already paid her off and told her to be quiet. I know he gave them some money and said, keep quiet.
She said she hasn't talked to her family in 10 years because of that incident. Sparkle hasn't talked to her family in 10 years because Sparkle tried to speak out about R. Kelly doing this to her niece.
Sparkle lost her career
niece
too.
Didn't want. Yeah, Sparkle lost her career. She hadn't made an album since 2000 or 2001 or something like that.
And that happened.
But anyway, yeah, and people started to think she was a liar, and the sick thing about it is that people didn't there's more evidence obviously, but after all the evidence, people were still supporting him, and people were still like, you know, I don't know, just the fact that black people were over the okay of just looking over it and being like, you know what,
well, a lot of people, every nationality.
Well, yeah, every nationality, but it was mostly black people at the concerts, and even when there was rallies going on, they were like, how could you turn on R. Kelly, this? Or people would say on the interview, I'm here for the music.
Really?
I'm here for the music. No. No. If you're here for the music, you're supporting this too. Mm-hmm. That's really what you're saying. You're like, okay, well, I know he's doing it, but I don't care. His music's good. That's what you're saying. Either way, his wife. So mind you, he was finding these girls that he would like have live in these houses, and he would like hook up with, and all this other stuff. He would have threesomes with these people, and he's married with the wife. Married with the wife, who was in fact teaching him how to read and write, and he has kids with his wife, like public, like people know that he's married. And these girls are having threesomes with him. Whatever. So basically, yeah. So he was, you know, with, or his wife was treated the same way. First, she said it was good. Like first, everything was fine, and then it went to. No, she also had to call him daddy. That's a lot. It's just really weird. Whatever.
And sometimes she have to ask, can I get something to eat now? Can I go eat? And he'll say, yeah, oh sure, come down here and get something to eat.
No, yeah. See, what happened was one day,
Sparkle was over.
One day Sparkle was over, and she was like downstairs, like whatever. And his wife, no, she said she was sitting down, and she kept on hearing this knocking sound.
And he was ignoring it.
And she was like, "What is that noise?" After it like kept on happening, she's like, "What's that noise?"
And she said, "Somebody's knocking."
He was like, 1 second. And he was like, "Yeah." And then she called down the stairs like, "Can I come downstairs to get something to eat?" And Sparkle was like, "It wouldn't have been me." She said it would not have been me. If I'm hungry, I'm going to go get something to eat
without asking you nothing.
Anyway, so his wife was treated the same way. And I mean, woman on top of woman. Like my jaw was on the ground every time. Like every time they showed a new girl, it would have their name come up, and then it would say met R. Kelly at age blank, and then it would say like how they met or whatever, and it would just come up on the screen. It was just name after name after name after name, and they were all 17, 16, 14, like all these young girls.
Pedophile.
Anyway, so. Basically,
that's sad.
His wife.
He messed up a lot of women's lives.
I think she was in Chicago in his house or whatever. And all of a sudden, the wee hours, she was pregnant at the time, the wee hours of the morning, they're like, get up, we're leaving. So they throw her on a tour bus, and they drive down to Florida. And she doesn't know. She knows she's going to Florida, but she doesn't know why, what's going on, or whatever. She's pregnant, and the only person with her is her best friend. So they put her in this house, or whatever it was, a motel, hotel, whatever, in Florida. And she I don't know how far later this was, but because of all the stress, she had to go to the hospital. She was feeling something in her stomach. So she went to the hospital, or whatever. And she gets to the hospital, or whatever, and they're like, we have to induce your labor right now. Because if we don't, something's gonna happen. There's gonna be complications. Your baby might die, whatever. So we need to get you to the ER right now to get a cesarean section so that we can deliver your baby. And she's like trying to call. I guess she's trying to call R Kelly and he's not answering. She's blowing him up, calling him. After she has the baby, she's calling him, and he's not answering, whatever, right? So they turn on the TV, and on the news, as they turn on the TV, is R Kelly getting locked up on the thing. They're like, R&B singer R Kelly is locked up for pedophile accusations or pedophile charges or whatever. That's when the whole that was the same day that she had her kid. That was when it came out in the news that he was being charged for pedophilia or whatever. I don't know. Mm-hmm. Oh no, he was charged for possession of child pornography, I think, or it was like 21 counts of child pornography, but he wasn't charged for like for actually doing it or whatever. Mm-hmm. Anyway, I think after that she got fed up and she just drove. She took her kids and she had $2,500 and she drove from Florida and she left R. Kelly after that.
That was her last straw.
That was her last straw, I think. Oh no! She was in the hospital room and she was like, I feel like I'm being abused or whatever. So she went to a website,
I ain't see all that.
She went to a website of domestic violence, like domestic abuse, and it has 17 questions on it, and you had to answer yes or no to those 17 questions. And she said when she got done, she only answered no to 2 questions. She said, "I need to go." She said, "I'm leaving. I need to go now." And so she got in the car, took all of her kids with her, and she left with only $2,500. And she didn't have anybody to like what was she gonna do? She didn't have no job.
I know one thing. I wouldn't been keeping his last name.
Me either.
I don't care. She said she earned that last name and she gonna keep it. And I'm like, with all that stuff, I'm like, there's no way a man that did me like that, I'm gonna keep his last name at all. You can have it, you can take it, you can trash it, you would never know that I was even connected to that dude. Besides outside of his kids.
Yeah, no. I'm trying to live a normal life. Now,
Kelly,
the issue about it is, it's not like, okay, he was young and he thought he was invincible, and yeah, it happened for 10 years, but he stopped. It is currently happening. That's the big issue.
Right, it is still happening.
This is still going on to this day. Like, the last date I think they talked about was November of 2018. This is currently still going on. He has girls in houses or in his studio that are locked up. Like, this is crazy that it's happening now. It's just not like, oh, it happened in 99 and now he's like, he lives alone.
Stopped,
and he stopped doing it, or he did it when he was younger. This is still happening right now. So basically there's these people, and I didn't even know, when they were showing like all this stuff happening in the news, like in 2016 and stuff like that, I didn't know that any of this stuff was happening. Apple Music, Spotify, and a whole bunch of radio stations said they wouldn't play his music anymore. And like there was a whole like boycott against him. There was the Time's Up movement, and like, when the whole Me Too thing, all that other stuff. Well, that was this year, right? Or 2017 was like Me Too, I think. Anyway, but this whole R. Kelly thing was still going on. I didn't know that they were publicly like, they canceled the shows in Chicago. They canceled the shows in a lot of different places because of of all this, right? So basically, there's a whole bunch of other girls in between that I'm not even mentioning. There was a Hispanic girl back in the 90s. Also he was physically abusive. He hit them.
He did. Smacked them. Yep.
Smacked them, hit them, or whatever. If they didn't do what he wanted them to do.
His milk was too cold.
If his wife even talked about if his pancakes weren't done right, he would just degrade you and say like you can never do anything right. This. To the point where she was like, that's ridiculous. I can't do anything without being yelled at. Whatever. So anyway, then, and it's just like, I just don't understand why they would make this up. It's not like R. Kelly is rolling in money. It's not like he's like #1 artist right now and he can pay you. These girls I'm guaranteed they're not getting paid from R. Kelly. They're not like,
famous. Like, I mean, they can go out there and write books and people know who they are. They can get established.
No, yeah, I'm sure they did get their plug.
Yeah, they get their plug. A good plug. A good plug.
But that's gonna happen with anything, whether or not, like, even if it was true. I mean, I'm not saying it's not true, but even if it was true, why I'm gonna get my plug in there? Like, I'm sure I'm not just gonna say, well, I'm not gonna plug my new book that's coming out just because it's real. No. Right. So people are trying to say, well, they're just like getting famous off of this.
I wouldn't degrade myself like that.
You wouldn't be on the thing?
I wouldn't degrade. I'm saying I wouldn't lie.
Right,
to make myself look horrible. Right. Like, it's not cute. I was I got peed in the mouth, or I got slapped. I was calling him daddy. You looking stupid.
People think that this is so cute.
It ain't cute. I wouldn't be looking stupid like
the
that.
Fame, you're not famous for. You're infamous. Not infamous, but it's just like, wow, you were one of the victims.
Right.
So you just think you're out here gonna have a TV show now because you were one of the victims? No.
Because of what you'll be here today, gone tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm pretty.
Literally, after a few months or a year, everybody gonna remember you. Like, oh yeah, I kind of remember you vague. You gonna kind of fade away.
Right.
In the wind.
So what are they supposed to do if it was true? Not say anything after all these years?
I would say something.
And it's not like they haven't been saying anything.
My thing is,
people are like, why wait till now?
Yeah, but I don't know. Why would they wait that long?
Because
I know they probably think that he's so famous, ain't nobody gonna believe me.
Well, in this situation is different. Most of the times when they say why did they wait that long, they say that because it happened in the 90s and it's not happening now. They're saying
but it's happening now.
It's happening now, which is why they're saying we need to stop this. I was a victim.
And now let nobody else be a victim.
This is currently still going on to this day. We need to help the girls who are in these houses.
One man claimed, family said that they looking for their daughter, and they said
there are multiple families who haven't seen their daughters in years, and they've been trying to get in contact or whatever. And there was a girl named Joycelyn. Now Joycelyn, she I guess in 2016 they haven't seen their daughter in like 3 years, and TMZ you can do this like these things called wellness checks. And I don't know what that was, but if you haven't seen a loved one in a certain amount of time or whatever, and you lost communication with them, you can do these things called wellness checks, and they can go to the house, and if someone opens the door, they can go in and see if like the conditions they're living in is okay. I don't know, something like that. Whatever. So I guess TMZ went to this girl named Joycelyn, and she had like these TMZ videos, and then she had an interview with TMZ, and it was very like she was like, yeah, I'm happy, and, I'm not being held against my own will or whatever. And in the interview, she was saying all these things or whatever. And I guess it's a conspiracy, but they can see on her shirt there's a shadow of someone. Every time the TMZ interviewer asked a question, there would be like a yes, like there was a no, like the person doing this. In her, you could see a reflection in her shirt of somebody behind the camera.
Was it R Kelly?
I don't know. Somebody behind the camera doing this. Like telling her to say no. And then after he did that, she was like, no, like there's no, whatever that question was. I don't remember what it was. But anyway, so she was like, but that girl Joycelyn's definitely brainwashed. She's definitely brainwashed. Because there was another girl, this is the last two girls I'm talking about. There's another girl who was 17 when she met R. Kelly at a concert, and her parents, no, I'm talking about two more girls. There was her parents, I guess she was like, she was trying to do a music career. She was trying to sing or whatever. So she met R. Kelly, and I guess she loved him or something. And they had heard about, like, this was in, in the past, I don't know when it was. It was in the 2010s, like one of the years. I don't know when it was. They had heard about all the accusations and everything, the parents. And they were like, they found that their daughter was like going to, I guess, his hotels and stuff without them. And they're like, that's not okay. Like, whenever you see R. Kelly, you need to be with us. Like, one of us has to be with you, right? So he was like, I guess R. Kelly was being cooperative, and he was trying to fly this girl around everywhere. And every time she flew around, someone from the family would have to be with her. So they went to, I want to say it was Los Angeles or something. I don't know. They went somewhere to one of his studios or whatever. And they were staying there for a weekend, and her sister came with her this time, her older sister. Mm-hmm. So they're at the studio, and she she wanted to get something to eat. Her older sister wanted to get something to eat. So her older sister left. She went to go get her something to eat. And all of a sudden her sister's calling her. The girl who was at the thing. What was her name? I don't know. Her sister's calling her saying, you need to come back now. Because R. Kelly, if he finds out that you're gone, like, something bad is going to happen. And she said, something bad? She said, I'm a grown woman. I can go out and eat if I want to go eat or whatever, and I can leave when, like, what do you mean there's something bad's going to happen because I'm out here trying to get something to eat? So she got back or whatever, I guess. And she got back, and I guess her sister was gone. No. I guess she came back or whatever. I don't know. She went back to the hotel or whatever, both her sister and her. And she woke up. Her sister, the older sister. There's older sister and younger sister. Younger sister's the one who's singing and trying to be with R. Kelly, and the older sister's the one who's with her as a family member, right? So the older sister wakes up, and her sister's gone. So she rushes to the studio, and she sees R. Kelly's brother there or somebody there, and she was like, where's my sister at? So she's getting hostile now. She's banging the door, opening all the doors or whatever. She's banging, running through the house. And when she's opening these doors, she's seeing pools of girls in rooms, and there's buckets that she said that they seem to be using the bathroom in the studio. And she's running through the house looking for her sister or whatever. And she finally finds her sister or whatever. And she takes her arm and she's pulling her through the hallway, dragging her. She's saying, we're leaving right now. And R. Kelly they're playing tug of war with this girl. And she was like, if you don't let go of my sister, I'm calling the police and saying you kidnapped her. And she ended up calling the police, and they were like, it doesn't seem like she's under her will or something like that, or I don't know, whatever, right? So she called her parents. She was like, Mom, Dad, because they were back in New York, Chicago, I don't know where they stayed. And she was like, I need you to pay for me a hotel. Because first of all, R. Kelly was paying for them to stay at a hotel, right?
Right.
She didn't feel safe there anymore. Right. She was like, I need you to pay for me another hotel, whatever. So I guess she didn't tell her parents any of the story about what happened or whatever. And when they knew something was up, so they flew out the next day. And I guess they ended up, I don't know. She ended up staying in another hotel, and then they why am I drawing a blank? Yeah, I don't know. They just were really sketchy about the whole thing. And I think she finally... she downplayed the whole thing. She downplayed it. She was like, oh, it really wasn't that big of a deal. I just was over-exaggerating. This. Because she was scared. Oh! They took her, after the police left, somebody from... R. Kelly said, I want her gone. So he took the older sister and some of his guys or whatever, put her in a black SUV, and drove to a back alley behind McDonald's and pushed her out of the car. This is like some mob stuff, Mom. This is like some mob stuff. Pushed her out of this black van, and they said, if you say anything about this, you and your family are going to be in high jeopardy. So don't tell anybody about what happened. They leave. That's why she didn't tell her parents, because she was scared for their well-being. So that was her. There was another girl who...
Did the other girl go back, stay? Her sister?
I think she ended up saying, I don't know. There's another girl who, her name is Dominique. She was very, I think she was 17 when she met him, I don't know. And he started being more careful. When in the 90s, he would get girls who were really young, but now he would get them like right when they're about to turn 18, whatever. And he would get them around that age so that if anything did come out, they were above age.
Right.
They were 18 years old or 19.
They're legal.
Yeah, and they were really around that age, whatever. So this other girl, whatever, this was crazy. So this girl, he treated this girl, she was already a little more tomboyish, so she went full boy. He said I guess she was his boy toy. So she cut her hair very short. She wore baseball caps, jerseys. She was very masculine, very masculine, and that was his, they said in the house, that was his boy tour. I have to go, but I thought I stopped recording. Yeah, but yeah, that was his boy tour. Yeah, that was his boy tour or whatever, and she has been in the house for a long time, and her mom hadn't seen her. And what's crazy is in like episode, I want to say 5 it was. They killed it. They really killed it. They didn't play any games on this docu-series at all. So I guess in May of this past year, in 2018, one of the moms they were interviewing, which is one of the her daughter was Dominique, which is the one who was the boy toy or whatever, right? She hadn't seen her daughter forever, so I guess she got a tip that her daughter was at in a hotel in, well, I'm gonna say Los Angeles again. I don't know where it was, whatever, right? So she was like, she talked to producers. She was like, "Let's go." She was like, "It's about to be a reality TV show. I'm going to the hotel and I'm finding my daughter." So they get to this hotel or whatever, right? And she was like, of course she lied. She was like, "Yeah, it's Mother's Day weekend and I want to see my daughter. I don't want her to know that I'm here yet. So can you like tell her that I have a package, you know, that someone has a package down here for her, right?" So this is what really was crazy. So he called up to the room, the manager of the hotel. He called up the room. He was like, "Yeah, there's a package down here for you or whatever." And she was like, "I can't come down."
Okay. Why?
And I'm thinking she said, no, she didn't say that. The manager told the mom or whatever. He's like, she can't come down at this moment or whatever. And she did that because she couldn't leave. She couldn't leave the hotel room unless she had permission from R Kelly. So anyway, so she was like, I'm going up to.
Was he in the room?
No. When they got up there, she knocked on the door or whatever, and she opened it, and her mom like stuck her foot in the door or something. I guess she was trying to close the door. And she was like, "Come home, come home, come." It was really sad. That scene was really sad. It was like you literally can tell that she hadn't seen her daughter in like 2.5, 3 years. It had been coming up on 2 years, I think, that she hadn't seen her daughter, and she was the look on her face when she saw her mom. It's almost like she was incubated, like she just was so distraught that she would never see her mom. And when she opened the door and she saw her mom, she was like. The fact that her mom like pushed the door open, went into the room, and she was like, "Come home." She's coming saying over and over, "Come home, come home. I miss you. Come home, come home." And she's like, just doesn't know what to do. Like she doesn't know what to do. She's like, "There's somebody else in here." Like she just seemed so shocked that she was looking at her mom, and she was like, "I came to get you. Pack your bags, or whatever, right?" So, and she's like, "Who are these people?" Because she saw these cameras and everything. So then she ended up she ended up leaving or whatever, and she called downstairs to the lobby or whatever, and she was on the phone. She was like, the mom was like, "Can I come see you? Come down and come, like, let's leave." And she was like, "Come back at 6 o'clock." So they get back at 6 o'clock or whatever, and when they walk in, it was the producer and the mom. And the manager was like, "I need to see you back here." So they go into a room, and they were like, he was like, basically, "Your daughter says that you're not her mom, and that I'm gonna have to call the police if you are on this premises anymore. Like, you, whatever, right?" So, she gets back into the car, right? And she's blowing up her daughter, blowing her up on her cell phone, blowing her up. And she answers. And she was like, "That wasn't me. Who called the police?" I don't know who called the police. Somebody called the police and said that the mom was not her mom and that she was like in danger or whatever. So they like the hotel had to like say if you're on this premises anymore, they had to like kick her out, basically. So she was like, she had to make a meeting place. This is literally like a black ops mission. She was like, "Okay, I go to the bathroom on the 3rd floor." And she tried, I guess she had to sneak in to the thing. She's like, "I'm going to get my daughter if it's the last thing I do." So she got into the bathroom. They had a meeting place, I guess. So she ran to the bathroom with her backpack or whatever. And they ended up leaving.
The girl too?
The girl, she got out. She got out. So come to find out, at the end, 3 days later, she was back with R. Kelly. 3 days later, she was back with R. Kelly. She's now she's with her mom. I don't know how long she was back with R. Kelly, but 3 days later, they said that she went right back to the hotel with him. It's just
was she scared? He probably threatened her.
I don't know. She probably was scared. She was like, "That's the hardest decision I ever had to make, to try to run, to be in a captivating situation and not knowing." I don't know. She was like, it was a really hard decision to run. And she was with, I think she was with Joycelyn. Joycelyn is the other family. Yeah, she was with Joycelyn. So the mom called Joycelyn. She was like, "I talked to my daughter, and I think your daughter's here with her too." And it's just a lot. Then there was a 33-year-old that he met at something. She was a huge diehard fan, and she
But she was just having sex, dude. Oh, the sexual.
Yeah, but she came into the house too. She stayed in the house.
She stayed in the house.
She got abused. one time she did something.
Let's say the intro.
Outro. Yeah, I'm about to be done right now.
Yeah, I'm saying intro, the outro, y'all. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share this video with anyone ever. I always do that. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share this video with anyone and everyone. Let them know what your girl is doing this channel. I'll see you guys tomorrow with another video. We love you guys so much. Don't forget to stay safe, stay blessed. Peace. I'm sleepy.
Yeah, I can tell.
I'm listening to you, shoot. Talking about that girl, I'm like, and I could tell what a mama want. When a mama want her child to come home and you sick.
They haven't seen Joycelyn.
So that scared me.
Forever. And they went to the studio to try to see if they could find her. She tried to do a wellness check to see if her daughter was okay. The police couldn't go in. She's throwing rocks at the window. And nobody would let her in. It was a lot. Can you imagine not seeing your daughter for 3 years? Not having any contact with them, and she's locked in the house, and you're hearing all these rumors about having to do this, having to do that, whatever. So, this last girl, not the last girl, but this last one I'm gonna talk about. There's so many more girls.
I know.
That's ridiculous.
That's why you gotta be strong up in these pieces. Strong.
This other girl, she was 33. She is a super diehard fan of his. And she started dating him, I guess. Nightmare. She started dating him, I guess. And what did she do? It's something so minuscule, that's why I can't even remember. She said hi to somebody, or she looked at somebody, I guess, and she did something. Oh, no. She has a friend. She had a friend. I gotta do this quickly. Oh my god, I have a minute. She has a friend, basically, and the friend, I guess, was like, hey, did you hear about this tape about R. Kelly in the 90s? Or she's like, no, I've never heard about it. And she just felt disrespected. Looked up the tape, found out about it or whatever. So she confronted R. Kelly about it. She was like, over the phone, can you explain this to me? And he was like, he was getting really mad, screaming or whatever. He was like, you're gonna pay for this or whatever. So he came and picked her up. I guess he beat her in the